I would like to go over some facts with you. Oklahoma has always been a leader in the field of human relations. And the battlefield, the civil rights battlefield, has been fought here in Oklahoma, and we have taken more cases to the Supreme Court than any other state in the history of America. And we have been able to do it because of the fact that the whites and colors have worked together.
50 years ago, an Oklahoma school teacher led a young group of NAACP members to a Katz drugstore in downtown Oklahoma City. They were denied service, but they came back again and again. August 19, 1958 marked the beginning of the sit-in movement here in Oklahoma and across the nation. And soon after, Clara Luper would become known as the mother of the civil rights movement.
She understood that there had to be a better day coming.
Clara's son Calvin was one of the first teens who participated in the sit-in. He says a trip to New York inspired them to make changes in Oklahoma City.
Advisors had planned the trip in such a way that we took a northern route, and for all of us, basically, it was our first time getting out of Oklahoma City especially. And by going the northern route, we were able to experience eating in a restaurant, eating in the bus station, using the restroom, not having to worry about white and colored water fountains. So after the convention was over, we came back to Oklahoma. We didn't come back the same way we were. We came back through the South. And once again, we got hit with segregation. You all go over there, don't come in here. You know, we just got hit head on with segregation.
The group met soon after their trip, and it was during that meeting Clara's daughter suggested they get a hamburger and a Coke at Katz.
They didn't have any fear. I can see them now as if it was, they didn't mind it. Because they had someone in their corner. You know, when your dad's doing something or your front, you think it's the right thing to do. So why fear? You know.
Portwood Williams Sr. was the first person Clara Luper called.
She said, "What do you think about us sitting in?" And I said, "What do I think about it? When are we going?" I mean, I couldn't, no fear. No fear at all, and it was gone. I took my two children, my son and my daughter, and I got to thinking, somebody that's awful close to me said, I was off, my mind was off my rocker, because to take those kids down there, don't you know you might get them killed? I didn't. You're already dead when you're going through something like that. To have to put, that's not, to me, that's not living.
Portwood and Clara Luper drove the kids to Katz.
When we got downtown, people just like that. You know, looking, something different. Sitting in those white people's place. Why? You know, why was this something you never heard of, going into a white person's place? And you're gonna sit down in there? Black people? Who are you?
A seat became available, took a seat. And the funny thing about that, I still like to think about today, is that if they would have served us, if they would have taken our order, that we were in financial tights, you know, we wouldn't have had any money to buy, and we wouldn't be in the middle of all of this now.
Despite the treatment, the group continued to go to Katz every Saturday, and even after school.
They wouldn't serve them, but they wouldn't feed them. And they'd sit there. They would sit there.
Finally, their determination paid off. They got the attention and the service they had been fighting for.
We finally were served at Katz. We went over to Anna Maud's and then the other restaurants that were in the downtown area. There was a Bishop's restaurant and you know, just all of the restaurants there. Because see, the black community rode the bus and we could ride the bus in the back of the bus, but when we got downtown, you get there, you're hungry, and no place to eat.
While some people admired their persistence, others were not impressed. Clara and her young activists were attacked in a variety of ways. Between the first sit-in in 1964, Clara had been jailed 26 times, but Clara and the young group remained prepared for whatever came at them.
And as a part of our, I like to call it training, we practiced nonviolence before we would even go, and how to react to people if they spit on you or if they spill water on you or any other little things. People would come by and they'd push you, you'd be sitting there. And then if you were to get arrested, there was even a practice arrest.
Their unwavering stance would change the face of Oklahoma City and open doors for people in the black community.
How would you like to really be? Wherever you go, you gotta go in the back door. You gotta go in the back door. You can't go to a front door. A black guy going to a front door? No. You're gonna go in a white place and eat? No. Why did I sit in? Why did Clara sit in? Clara Luper is tough. She got the answer. She is tough.
Clara Luper has never faltered on her path toward equality. She has won more than 500 awards for lifelong commitment to civil rights. Just last year, she was inducted into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame and received an honorary doctorate from OCU.
I think anybody is respect. Think about it. Anybody. It's a beautiful thing to be respected. What more could you ask for? To be respected? Oh, that's beautiful.
We shall overcome the poll tax. We shall overcome the segregation, legal segregation of schools and other things, and it took us some 99 years to do. But then each generation has the responsibility of overcoming something else.